Okay, guys, this week we are going to talk a lot about commission, adding taxes, taking discounts. We're going to be working a lot with percents and decimals and fractions. So this video is just designed to do a really quick review of turning fractions and decimals and percents into fractions, decimals, and percents. So how can we take these numbers and change them? So I'm going to start with one really easy one. So let's just say that one fourth of the students at Excellence Boys wear glasses. Okay, and so now I want to change that into a decimal. I'm going to divide 1 by 4. Okay, because that's what a fraction is. It's a division problem. Add a little decimal point here, a 0. Pump my decimal point up. 4 goes into 10 2 times. 2 times 4 is 8. Subtract. I have 2. Add another 0. Bounce it down. 20. 4 goes into 20 5 times. And it looks like my point disappeared here. Let me make sure it's really nice and big. Okay, 5 times 4 is 20. 0 and 0. So my answer is 0.25. Okay, so or 25 hundredths. Now, how do I take that 25 hundredths and turn it into a percent? So I have here my decimal point. I'm going to move my decimal point over to the right 2 places. Boom, boom, which gives me 25%. So what that means is that 1/4 is equal to 0.25, which is equal to 25%. Let's try another one that's maybe not so simple. Okay, so let's say I'm working in a garden and I want 2/3 of my vegetables to be tomatoes, all right? So I'm going to turn 2/3 into a decimal because I want to figure out what percentage is that as a tomato. So I'm going to go ahead. A good way to remember which number goes where is there's this, just say the top dog goes in the house. So the numerator goes inside the little hat that you have for division. So 3 doesn't go into 2. I'm going to add 0.0. 3 does go into 20. It goes into 20 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18. I'm left with 2. Add another 0. Bring it down. 3 goes in there 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18. Oh boy. I'm going to get a repeated decimal here. Okay, so my answer is going to be 0.6 repeated. Okay, so as a decimal, this is 0.666 going on and on and on and on forever. All right, now if I want to turn that into a percentage, again, I'm going to move this over 2 places, and I'm going to get 66.6%. You might just get 66%. Okay, it's important that you do put at least 2 6s there as the repeating, so that when you move your decimal over, you don't say something like, oh, it's 60%. Okay, so essentially what that means is that 2/3 is equal to 0.666 repeating is equal to 66.6%. So I'm going to end this video here. We will talk about going from percent to decimal to fraction, which you really rarely will have to go from a decimal to a fraction. But really quickly, actually, I can just show you if I have 78% and I want to turn that back into a decimal. Remember, my decimal's here now. Instead of moving it over to the right 2 places, I'll move it over to the left 2 places, and 78% is equal to 0.78 or 78 hundredths. All right, so I hope this helped as we dive into some of our more complicated percent, commission, tax, discount tips. You guys are going to be experts by the end of this, and I hope you have a great night.